What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Project Freelance. My name is Kay Nagonio. I am your host, and I am here to tell you how to dominate the world of freelancing, how to make your dream your job. I don't know, all these motivational things I could say to you. But hey, what's up? This is Project Freelance. On this week's episode, I have Jordan Grossman on the podcast. He is going to talk to you guys about his world in the music industry. He is a promoter, he's a booker, he's a manager, he's the man with the plan. He is the bee's knees, his legs, and his arms. You know, he's Jordan Grossman. So on this week's episode, we delve and dive into the music industry in the, I want to say like the back end of it, you know, with the logistics and the business side of everything. That's mostly what I wanted to get out of this episode. I wanted to know what his perspective was on the industry as somebody who manages artists and somebody who books artists and promotes shows and promotes artists and things like that. So Jordan, thank you for coming on the podcast. I want to let you guys know a couple things. First of all, what's up? Hi, I'm Kay. You can find me on social media at Kay Nagonio or at Kay Nagonio Photography. My website is kaynagoniaphotography.com. If you guys want to check all these things out, all the links are going to be down in the description like they are in every episode. All the show notes are down there as well. I have some discounts for you guys for camera equipment and things like that I think you might want or need. Other than that, there are a couple contest websites in there, and if you guys want to win some camera gear and other prizes, you can join these photo contests, and I love it. I love entering these contests. I do it daily, literally. I do it every single day, constantly, nonstop. I will be at Launch Music Conference in Lancaster, Pennsylvania in April. If you guys don't know what Launch is, again, I'll put a link down in the description. It's a big music conference. August Burns Red is screening a documentary at the conference. So if you guys want to get involved, please do. Support music, support artists that you love. Come to Launch. Come, let's blast off together, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. But let's get into this episode. Jordan, tell the people what's up.
My name is Jordan Grossman, and I live in Los Angeles, California. And what I do is I manage bands, I book, I do PR, and I specialize in artist placement and landing endorsement deals and whatnot. Kind of, that falls under the category of management. But I find myself wearing many different hats these days. So I do a lot of things.
So what made you want to get into, all of the different things you do, and what was your start into the industry?
I was born into the music industry. My father is a professional bass player, and he has played with everyone and anyone you can think of, from, Three Dog Night to, Rick Springfield filming the Jesse's Girl video and, the 1980s to, touring with Dave Mason in the late 90s. So I was just born and raised in the music industry, and it's what I know, and I just love it. What got me into management and booking and PR was I was like 13. It was like 03, 04. I was 13, 14 years old. I was going to Calvary Community Church in Westlake Village, California, and I met this girl named Allison Kaplan, and she's a really well-respected singer-songwriter actually in the industry today. And long story short, we hit it off, and we were really, really a good band. And I wanted to start playing shows in LA and Hollywood, and I asked my dad if he could please, help me out, and how do I get into the Roxy, and how do I get to the Key Club and Knitting Factory and the Whiskey. And I asked him, for keys, like, hey, book me gigs, like, hook it up. And he said, nah, you can pick up the phone and figure it out yourself. And that's how it all started.
Wow. Based on like what you just said, do you think that the industry nowadays is different in the sense that now do you think that you do need to know people to like make it essentially, or do you think that DIY guerrilla style, like getting on the phone and doing like cold calling and that kind of stuff, do you think that has changed?
I definitely think today it's a tighter knitted music industry, like you can't just call, a booking agency and ask to speak with someone to, book someone. So a lot of things these days, I do think it is who you know. But on the other side of that, I know that hustle, banging phones, cold calling, fucking up, getting fired, making mistakes, doing all of that is also going to get you to where you want to be.
So did you study for any of the management stuff? Did you get an education in business or anything like that? Or did you just pick it up because you grew up in it?
No, I have zero formal education. I wouldn't say that. I mean, yeah, you can go to UCLA School of Music, or you can go to, Musicians Institute, and you can go to these schools and get this degree. But at the end of the day, you can't learn in school what you're actually going to experience out here, especially in Los Angeles.
It's insane. Sorry to interrupt, but it's insane because literally yesterday, well, it actually came out today, the podcast I just released, which is episode 11, I was talking about how you need to learn the fundamentals of your craft, but you can't teach creativity. You can't teach someone how to be their own creative person. That's something that you have to learn yourself, because every individual has different creative, visual styles and stuff.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. Well, what really taught me accounting was back in 2012, I got hired into a production company by the name of Willie B. Talk Productions. Willie B. Talk Productions is based out of Santa Monica, California, and they specialize in portable ice rinks and ice shows. For example, Broadway on Ice. Wow. Disney on Ice. We do all of the portable ice rinks down at Pershing Square, the lakes in Westlake Village, California. We do the Queen Mary Frozen Ice event. We do the ice slide. We do the portable ice rink there, as well as we do ice rink out in, I believe it was Boise, Idaho. I don't work for them anymore, but I learned a lot of accounting. I learned a lot of management and people skills there. I moved up the ranks. I just started off as just a regular production assistant. I was doing rigging, sound. I was staging. I was building, truss, lighting, etc. And just they recognized my hustle. I was extremely aggressive. I've always been the squeaky wheel. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, period, bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I moved up and I eventually I left 2 years ago. I was with the company for about 4.5, 5 years, and I ended up being promoted all the way up to full-blown production manager and doing production design. So that goes to show you right there, this hustle, hard work can get you where you want to be. But that's primarily, though, where I learned a lot of accounting and whatnot, because I had to, close out for, the portable ice rinks, was open to the public. So we would do anywhere from $50,000 to, $250,000 in, a Friday, Saturday night. So that's where I learned a lot of, accounting and whatnot.
That's incredible. So when you first started out, I definitely struggled with, these thoughts of oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make money. And this is taking forever for me to make money and to get this off the ground. Did you go through that as well? And if you did, tell me about what that was like and what that felt like and how you overcame that.
Yeah, I've struggled. I mean, in 2012, this is where it became a real struggle for me. In 2012, I was in a really, really bad car accident. I was a passenger, and I got thrown out of a car about 75 feet. Wow. I snapped my left arm. I had 3 surgeries on my left arm. I broke my back. I had 2 major spine surgeries. My teeth shattered. I had my nose hanging off my face. I was in a coma. And that was in 2012. And that changed my life right there. Up to then, I was, fucking around, fucking off, not being focused, just partying, not being smart, and kind of just living carelessly. I went through a lot of struggles. I struggled, with cocaine, Xanax, whatnot. I've struggled with depression, suicidal thoughts. Like, I've been in really, really bad places. But I learned when I was in those places to also dig deeper, and I found myself there. So I've been broke. I've been on couches, hopping couches. I've gone through custody battles with my ex. I have a 3-year-old. I've gone through a lot of struggles. But I have learned to find balance. So all of the bad that comes, what can you learn from it, and what good can you take from all of that bad? And here we are now. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I love. So yeah, I've definitely struggled. I don't know if that answers your question at all, but
no, absolutely answers my question. And when did you finally realize, like, hey, I'm actually like doing this, like I'm actually making a living at this?
2014, it really hit home with me that all right, like, people are willing to get on phone calls with me and consult with me and are willing to pay a fee. That's when I realized that, all right, it's finally starting to happen. And then that's when I put the name. I opened up a music group called, it actually started off as One-on-One Music Management. And I started off with that. And then one of my mentors, shout out to Barry Squire over at MI, UCLA Music. He's an A&R consultant. And he's a really big mentor of mine. And he suggested this. He said, Jordan, I love your name. It's awesome. And there's a lot of meaning behind it. I put one-on-one because I feel like a lot of these agencies or a lot of these representatives these days are not really keeping it one-on-one with their clients anymore. And
Absolutely.
And for me, that's first and foremost. The client is number one. If I was in the client's shoes, what would I want my rep doing for me? So that's where one-on-one music management came in. I want to keep everything always one-on-one and personable. I don't care if you're, Andy Black, or if you're, Joe Schmo on the side of the road just trying to, be heard. I think you both should get the same amount of attention. So that's when it all started, 2014, yeah. And then I recently, about a year ago, was suggested by Barry Squire, hey, why don't you change, since you're wearing so many different hats, you don't want to isolate yourself to just being a manager, and one-on-one music management really just isolates you to management. But since you're being the glue and you're doing so many different things, I would highly suggest, you maybe change it to music group or something in that realm. So I changed, my business name to One-on-One Music Group.
I'm taking notes. Hold on. Okay. No, you're doing absolutely, like, perfectly. I love it. And like the thing about this podcast is, like, I want to have a dialogue. I don't want to just ask you a bunch of questions. Like, I want you to talk about what you do, because there's, kids are, and professionals, amateurs and professionals alike, are going to listen to this, and they want to know, like, the real, hard, raw shit about the industry,
I'm locally, like, heavily involved. I obviously like to get to the national, international level, which I will. But locally, like LA, the Conejo Valley, San Diego, that whole area, it's this business. I know this business out here, and it's really, really, really tough. And if I hope someone can take something from anything I've said on here, because this business out in Hollywood is fucking sink or swim. There's no floaties allowed. It's all sharks out here, and there's very few dolphins. So this is straight up fucking sink or swim out here.
When you were growing and doing this, did you have other friends that were doing, like, management or PR, or any of the numerous things that you were doing that, like, gave up because it wasn't working for them? Because I personally, I've seen other photographers that are great friends of mine and fantastic photographers and creators, but they just don't push to that last step of, like, making it and like pushing themselves hard enough to like get to a place where they can be successful and make a living doing what they love.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was just a black sheep growing up, period. So, a lot of people I grew up with went to they went to school. The only person that successfully came out of my area, Oak Park, California, would be Brian Samus. Shout out Brian. He is the former drummer for The Neighborhood. And I would say besides him, I don't. No one else can really. A lot of people have attempted. I'm sure you can relate. Like you meet people or they hear what you're doing, and then they attempt to try to do what you're doing. But this is like I said. This is not easy to do what we do. This is very, very a tough business. So I've seen a lot of people attempt, and it's just like I said, sink or swim. They just sink. I just say, this business takes rough-skinned personality. You can't take anything personal. You're gonna work with people in this industry that are fucking assholes and self-entitled individuals. You're also gonna work with the coolest people you will ever meet in your end. And balance. I've learned how I've survived is balance.
And how do you balance? Like, how do you balance work and personal life?
It's really, really, really hard.
So hard, dude. I'm literally like, I'll be like with family or friends or like my partner, and I'll be like hanging out, but like I'll have my phone out and I'll be like applying for jobs and like checking my email.
My dad said something to me. My dad said something to me the other day. He's like, "Hey, you want to go somewhere nice and stare at your phone with me?"
I feel like that's like the most accurate. I feel like that should be like on a t-shirt, like
hey, if someone whoever's listening to this, if they should go out and make a t-shirt and sell them for $5 a piece. If you're a hustler, I'm going to hear about it that you did it.
Yeah, straight up. Please go do it. Please go do it. Yeah. Anybody listening, just go make a t-shirt. There's a free idea for you. Just put it out in the universe. Somebody do it.
Do you want to go to a nice place and stare at our phones together?
It's so relevant too to like the Instagram generation. Oh my God, it's fantastic. All right. So talk to me about stories. Like tell me stories about times you've been screwed over, because that's really what I'm here to talk about. I want to hear the juicy things.
The juicy things. Actually recently, I will, just out of respect and professionalism, take notes. People, anyone listening, I'll keep names out because I'm not about bad mouthing people. But I recently took on a promoting job locally, and I put the venue on the map for the guy locally. And he pretty much, I lost two clients from him because he wasn't happy with the fees that I told him. Well, this client charges this much, and he didn't understand that. Okay, well, you have this band that does this and draws this much and that have been playing for this long. Well, they're going to cost a little more. But if you have this band over here that's like, they're a little younger, they're not going to cost as much, they don't really sound as good, and the people they're bringing aren't, paying really, like the other band. So that's kind of the situation that I got into, and he wasn't happy with my fee. And he's like, and this was literally a week out before the event. He's like, all right, we'll just cancel next week then.
Wow. And
it's like, what do you mean, dude? I've been promoting for the past 2 months, and I have spent my own money and my own time and my own effort. He's like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But then the guy had the nerve to call me again because he realized that he had effed up, and he realized what I was doing, and he asked me to book a band because he needed someone to fill in. So I booked a band immediately for him, got him in, got him a deal, and then he said, okay, book me again for a Halloween event. And I said, okay, for a Halloween event like that, it costs this much, blah, 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 blah. So then we did it, and we started promoting. We did the deal. And a fucking week out again, the guy's like, you know what, I'm not going to pay that. Like, okay. But hey, you know what? That's all right. When one door closes, others open. I got fucked over for sure. I mean, I put him on the map locally. I brought, very respectable people in there. Jason Sheff, former lead singer of, Chicago. Jeff Pachetto, who has worked with Quincy Jones, who is a stud session vocalist. I mean, you name it, like Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night. Like, this guy has just, this guy, fucked me over and pretty much stepped on my toes and took my contacts.
Wow.
And you know what though? That happens. And anyone that's trying to get into this, if that offends you or that upsets you that someone did that, I highly suggest that you do not come and work in the music industry.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, I'm not going to go into details about it because it's like an open case kind of situation, but I recently was robbed for like a huge sum of money over like a job that was a complete scam online, that this company was, posing as another company and ended up scamming me out of a fuck ton of money. And like, yeah, it's shit that actually happens every single day to freelancers, because especially when we work online and remotely, like, you can't really hold someone accountable over email or even phone calls because you can't go personally like face them and ask for like your money or whatever it is. So yeah, it's a hard ass industry for sure.
Yeah, it's like I said in the beginning, I mean, this is literally, you guys, this is a sink or swim business, and you have to swim regardless of the turbulence in the water. It doesn't matter if people are fucking you over left and right. If that defeats you and that discourages you from being in this industry, then this is not meant for you.
I think you should have the exact opposite, reaction. I feel like it should be, like, it hurts and it sucks, but like it should also motivate you to like work harder. Like me right now, like all I've been doing is busting my ass, because I know I have to make that debt up almost,
Absolutely. 100%. And you know what? Whatever that dude screwed you over on, it's going to just multiply and triple. And then you can just fucking, send him a picture with 10 racks in your hand, fucking middle finger, you know what I mean? And your hot partner and your hot lady right next to you and giving them a good one. You know what I mean? Like, fuck those people. Seriously, I wish no ill will on these people, these sharks, but karma's a bitch. Karma's a big bitch.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, so how did you overcome those things? Like, how did you recover from those? Like, what, like, going through that process of like, recovering from getting hurt like that, because it stings a lot.
Yeah, you know what? It really stung more than anything. It wasn't my pocketbooks. It wasn't the money. It really kind of it stung my ego for sure. It put me in check real quick, because I do find myself being really open sometimes and really trusting, which isn't a bad quality at all. But also it was a lesson that I needed.
Yeah, people tend to try to take advantage of trustworthy people and nice people in this industry. That's another issue. Absolutely. But also, there are so many people in this industry that are just so good to you, and they will do anything and whatever you need. They're there, and they're amazing people. There's zero judgments. They'll never screw you over. They'll give you the shirt off of their back, and those are the people that you work with, period. And the other bad people, you ghost them, you block them on everything. Anything negative or bad, just get rid of it. Like, just block that shit out. You don't need any of that. That's what's gonna make you fail. If you have all the bad shit around you and going on, and bad people and bad intentions, well, just throw it all away. Surround yourself with good people and good vibes. Yeah, that's something that I really learned, growing through this, this process of becoming like a professional freelancer and making a living out of it, is that, people do take advantage and people will screw you over, and it sucks. But, yeah, you can't let it consume you and you can't let it drive you insane. I mean, I want to do like a whole podcast episode of just times I've been screwed over, because I feel like...
Because it's a fucking 2-3 hour episode.
So... Yeah, exactly. Because we'll just talk forever and ever and ever. Tell me one more though. I wanna hear some more. Tell me more.
I had this one lady. It's kind of funny though, actually, because of what I did, but that's why you shouldn't fuck people over in the music industry that are connected, because you can get 86'd real fast. Anyway, but this lady, I got approached to start doing booking and some business with this guy from Texas that was a country singer coming out to California. Long story short, I guess he got involved with like his quote unquote off manager or whatever. So it was like what is the word? A girlfriend manager, I guess. There's a word for it.
It's like a momager, but
it's a girlager. Yeah, hey, whatever, call it what you want. And so we were doing business, and I decided, because it was just don't do that. That's all bad. It was bad. So I decided to back out. I didn't want anything to do with the girlager and that situation, because that's just all bad. And this lady decides to start contacting my contacts that I've been working with and booking with. For example, Scott Reifman at the Mint in LA. I've been booking with him since I was 13, 14 when he was over at the Roxy and then SHP. This girl decides to start going to all of these talent buyers I know and just going, stepping on my toes, going behind my back, going through my contacts and asking me out. And I got contacted about it, and they're like, who the heck is this? They say they know you. And I told them the situation, and that girl literally got 86 from the industry, and she's a failing realtor now.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's so what happens. I mean, like, I had this guy screw me over, and he, was out of state, so he lived across the country. So I obviously, emailing him or calling him or requesting money on like Chase Quick Pay, he I can't hold him accountable. And I've had so many people say like, oh, you could take him to like small claims court. And yeah, I could, but that would mean me flying across the country and paying legal fees and for flights and hotels and stuff. And I would, I wouldn't make the money back anyway. I'd be losing money to make it back, which is like, that's another thing about this industry.
That's not worth it. Yeah, I just went through a lawsuit. I sued somebody, and it took 6 years.
Exactly.
So, anyone out there that's sue happy or thinks they want to sue people, just realize that it's a lot of time, energy, and you better have the dinero to handle that.
Yeah, it's just crazy how much it really costs and how expensive it is to run your own business. And like as young entrepreneurs, we're often like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so easy, I got this. And then you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize this camera lens was $20,000.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have to insure this red camera? What are you talking about? And then when you have people though take advantage of you like these fucking schmucks,
Yep.
It just puts a dent in when you're trying to run your own business. So for all you sharks out there, please don't do that, because you really affect people's livelihoods and it's really just not cool.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, your boss asking you to come in and work like 40 hours overtime and then being like, oh, no, we're not going to pay you. No, don't worry about it. Like, come on. So since it is so prevalent right now and it's, a hot topic with all these like sexual harassment cases in, the different industries, people are speaking up about it. Have you seen or dealt with anything like that personally, or do you know anybody who has? Because it is something that, I know people, because I tour, I know people that have dealt with that kind of stuff like almost daily.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's absolutely, all of that stuff is absolutely uncalled for. And no one, it makes me sick to even actually discuss this kind of stuff. Have I personally experienced sexual harassment? No. I have a lot of, I hang around a lot of beautiful people. And I have, experienced or seen people be harassed sexually in music venues or at the bars, etc. And it's absolutely uncalled for. And it's just a really sore topic. I don't know. That just kind of makes me sick to my stomach. Those people should be fucking shot straight in the fuck. Sure. They should be shot straight in the forehead.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
agree with
view
that
on it. Sexual harassment, bottom line, if you ever touch someone inappropriately without their permission, you should have a gun put to your head and a fucking bullet put straight through it. Period, bottom line. No means fucking no.
Thank you. Oh my God, preach. Jesus Christ. It's so fucking simple. Like, what? Why? Anyway, so talk to me about, in the industry personally. I've met a lot of people that, some have egos and others that you would expect to have egos are totally cool, awesome people. So how is that? Like, how it's so interesting. Like, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about that, and how it surprises me every time I meet somebody and I'm like, oh, I heard so many negative things about you, but you're actually so, down to earth and chill.
So honestly, that's me. A lot of people hear a lot of things about me, and or they'll base you off of, your teenage years or whatever. Yeah. And I honestly had to be honest. About a month ago, I had a buddy come up to me that he's a new friend or an acquaintance, and he started talking to me. He's like, dude, I gotta tell you something. A while ago, like 3-4 years ago, someone said to me that you are a fucking absolute asshole shitbag. And I was like, oh yeah, well, what did they tell you that was good about me, And exactly. And I'm like, who was it? And he's like, I'm not gonna mention names, but it didn't come from anywhere, that's accurate. And he's like, but getting to know you, you're one of the fucking coolest people I've ever met. And I know that sounds super arrogant and egotistical. How do I deal with the egos? I mean, people have egos in this industry and it's really not fun to work with. But you have to learn how to balance it, because a lot of lead singers have, I mean, let me tell you something right now. One of my favorite frontmen and favorite musicians, favorite vocalist in the entire world would be Ronnie Radke. And he is, I'm
a complete shitbag.
Yeah, he is, for sure.
I'll say it, I don't care.
Ronnie's a fucking shitbag, but Ronnie does not give a fuck what you think about him. And if anyone wants to say that he's bad at what he does, you're high.
He fucking marketed off of that. He markets off of being an asshole and like being a piece of shit, and he owns it, which is like disturbing to mostly everybody.
It is. I mean, but how do you deal with someone like that? How do you deal with somebody like that? That's the question. Exactly. You treat them with respect, and you let them do their thing. They're doing them, you do you. That's how I deal with egos. Exactly. Now, there's sometimes, I one time had this person that literally told me, and it was really, really, I should not have said this, and I'll share it with you guys, some juice. The person goes, Jordan, you need to listen to me. I have been booking and doing this in LA for 8 years now. And I said, Miss, I am 27 and I've been doing this since I was 13, 14 years old. Please don't ever say something like that to anyone ever again, because it did not sound good coming out of your mouth. And you're going to meet every day just people that you're like, ugh, like, what? I don't like them. Like, you just will. And you could be working at McDonald's, you could be, working, at a booking agency, you could be a lawyer, you could be whatever the heck it may be, an Uber driver. You're gonna meet people every day that you don't like. And, you gotta learn how to balance it. How do you deal with it?
So what's your plan? What is your, 5-year goal? Like, where do you see yourself in the future of your career?
My 5-year goal is to be working side by side with UTA and Dave Shapiro.
Wow.
That's a really big goal for sure. But I look up to that guy. I have nothing but respect for someone like a Dave Shapiro. Shout out Dave Shapiro, UTA, Velocity. I mean, everyone he works with. He's a stud, and he'll. I've watched documentaries on him, and he'll tell all you guys out there trying to do this, go out there and just do it. Don't go to school. Don't any money you guys are gonna go, put into school. Go put that in a savings account. Let an interest-bearing savings account. Let me say that again. An interest-bearing savings account. So then, once you do all your fuck-ups and you trial and error and you manage people and you book and clients fire you and you get whatever, you fuck up, then you can start, you have money to invest in yourself rather than throw it at some major corporation college where I've had friends spend, thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars at USC and they can't even get a fucking serving job. So I highly suggest that, just just get out there, everyone. Go do it. Go fail. Go fail.
Yes.
Failure reaps success.
I'm gonna call this podcast episode "How to Fail Respectfully with Dignity." You have to fail. You have to be able to fail.
If you don't fail, well, when you do, and if it's from 10, 20 years from now, I don't want to be around y'all. Because that's going to be a big fucking fail. Fail, 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 fail. Go fail.
And don't be afraid to fail because, it's going to happen. And there's always an opportunity to make something better. Absolutely.
I really hope people can, take something from this, even if it's one sentence or one suggestion. Please, if I can do this, if Kay can do it, you guys can all do it. Go fucking hustle. Go hustle. I'm 27. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I've been through a nasty custody battle. I have slept next to dumpsters. I have been in and out of rehabs. I have been in psych wards. I've been really, really depressed. And I've made it out of all of that and become successful. And if I can do it, and if anyone is out there right now hurting, just trust me. You'll be all right. It's easy. Just go hustle and go fail. Go fail a little bit. It's okay to fail.
Let people know where they can find you and if they need any advice from you and if they want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you guys can find me. My account is private. My own personal account. It's at Jordan Grossman on Instagram. You can find me Jordan Grossman on Facebook. And then my company's page is numerical 1 music group. And you guys can find me there, hit me up, call me. My phone number is on my Instagram on 1 music group. Email me, whatever you need. If you ever just need a friend to talk to too, just give me a call. I'm cool.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking your time to be on this podcast, man. I really, really had a great time talking to you and appreciate your insight, definitely. And I learned so much about the music side of the industry because, I'm in the music industry, but very loosely, so it's always fun for me to learn about new things.
You're Kay Anagonio, dude. You're on the fucking map. Congratulations. You made it, girl. You should be really, really fucking proud of yourself.
And thank you guys for checking out this week's episode of Project Freelance. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me wherever you're listening to me from. Actually, can you guys let me know where you're listening to me from? What are you doing while you're listening to me? Are you editing stuff? Are you driving somewhere? Are you working out? What are you doing while you're listening to these episodes? I really do want to know. Also, please let me know what you guys would like me to talk about on future episodes and guests that you would like me to have on the podcast. Because, hey, I want this to be about you guys. I want to teach you. I want to help you guys out. Do me a favor, follow me on Vero. It's a new social media app. If you haven't heard about it, there's a link down in the description. I made a comprehensive review video about the app. If you guys want to check it out, please go check it out. The first 1 million users of the app get to use it for free. After those 1 million users, it's going to be like a paid subscription-based service app, social media type of thing. So if you want to get in now. And even if you don't, just make an account now so that when you want in later, you already have an account made for free. It's like a no-brainer, but it's a really cool app. I dig it. I think it has a lot of potential. So if you want to find me on there, it's at @Kanagonio, and same with my Instagram. My photography Instagram is at @Kanagonio Photography. And if you want to hear more about me, hire me, go through all my things, kanagoniaphotography.com. Guys, next week's episode, my guest is Josh Balls. He used to play keyboard for Motionless in White. He is the owner of the Strange and Unusual Oddities Parlor. You guys, you're not going to want to miss this. We talk about mental health on the road. We talk about all kinds of industry bullshit, and it's an amazing conversation that I have with him. And he tells me about what it's like to live your life on the road. So if you guys want to check that out, get the down and dirty, the nitty gritty, the BTS of the industry, come back next week to Project Freelance. Subscribe, rate it, comments. You guys know the drill. I don't want to tell you that every week. It's, yeah, you get it. My name's Kay. I'll talk to you guys next week on Project Freelance.